Hello, all my horror fans. Welcome back to Harmony's Horror Reviews. On this channel, do horrible calls, horrible reviews, and so much more. So, if nobody has been following me on my announcement of my debut horror novel that I'm going to start working on next week. I should say this week because I have to write down the characters and I have to write down the synopsis or the blurb of the book, the characters that are going to be in the book, which a total of about 30 of them. Well, some of them are blood related to each other because of basically who they are and why they're invited to this luxury resort. Now, surprisingly, I am going to stick with the with the United States because I don't want to insult other countries. I do not want to. So yeah, so the name, so the blurb, the title of the book, which I will not be releasing until about 2027. The title of the book, the characters that are going to be in the book, and everything. So what I'm actually going to be doing on my laptop, the one I bought with my last paycheck, is I am going to be typing up the names of these characters that are going to be in the book. Now, my plan is to spend 2 years working on this book, from June of this year to June of 2027. And the reason for this is very, very simple. This is my debut horror novel, not the collection of short horror stories, but an actual horror book. And I am working on a single chapter per week. And the reason for this is quite simple. I want to take my time with this manuscript. I want to work out scenes inside of my head. I want to work on exactly how each individual person happens to die. And I kind of want to use that to start kind of molding who the person is that's doing these things, their reasoning behind why they are doing these things. And I want the motivation to why these people are being killed to make sense. Because one of the things that I like about horror in general, and I've done a bill about why I love horror, is that everything in the book makes sense. Everything in the book makes sense. So I want to ensure that my book makes sense. But I also want it to be terrifying as much as I possibly can, because I am, like I said, this is my debut horror novel. I want it to be good. So therefore I take my time writing it. And then of course, there is the whole thing of like, oh, sorry. Why, why are these people chosen? Um, how dumb are they? How dumb are they to actually come to a luxury resort? Um, and knowing next to nothing about the owner of this place. And I really want my character, like the owners of it, to be creepy, but I am going to be very clear on this. I am determined to ensure that nobody knows who the killer is. No one. Because it would ruin the fun. Horror to me, and the reason I'm taking as long as I am writing it, is horror to me is a thing that breathes, that is a living entity of its on itself. And as much as people might say, if you want to write horror, don't read it. Well, I read it. But I'm definitely going to be working very, very hard to ensure that my book is very different. Now, there has been books that have had people that have come to, Winter Cabin, and, you had the creepy guy that was hitchhiking, don't know why, don't know why the guy's hitchhiking, and basically, they end up in this abandoned, not abandoned because there's people there, cabin. And I'm like, no, I'm definitely not doing that at all. So, one of the first media that I actually encountered something killing influencers is Titanic 666. And I think I mentioned in the video that one of the things that I really did happen to like about the ship was that it was one of the last ships that was built by Harlan and Wolff Company. And it is still I think it was, oh yeah, it might have been Queen Mary, because I know there's only one luxury liner that is still in service, and that would be the Queen Mary. I think Queen Mary 2. But because it was designed by Harlan and Wolff, because it has the feeling of the Titanic in it, they used it for the movie. But in this one, someone invited, and I probably mentioned this before, but nobody commented on it at all. But you have these influencers that come in, and they are influencers of different kinds of things. You got beauty influencers, you got book influencers, you got family influencers. Yes, there's going to be children in this book. You have health and lifestyle influencers, different kinds, and it is going to require me, too much to my chagrin, to actually dive into the world of influencers, because I want to capture the snootiness and the self-absorbed of these people that are too stupid to realize that you're not that important in life. You're not. And I love the idea of fictional influencers getting axed. And I'm already thinking about the scenes that are going to be in the book and the conversations that are going to be in the book, and this is just how my brain works, which is weird. But like I said, I'm spending 2 years on this book. June 2025 to June 2027. One chapter a week. How I'm basically going to do it is I will write the chapter out. I will reread it. I will write the chapter out. I will read it. I will add anything that might help to build suspense. And then I am going to go get it proofread, and then I'm going to reread it to make sure that nothing was removed, like those little sentence quotations. And once I am done with that, then I will put it away, and then next week I will start on the next chapter. So the end of June, of 2027, I will officially be done with the book, and I will do the final read, edition, proofread, reread, and then it will be ready for me to buy the the cover art. I will be making it as a physical as well as a digital edition, and it should be a lot of fun to actually write this book, to get it read, and all that jazz. And I don't really know how many pages are going to be in the book. I have no idea of anything other than what the plot's going to be about, how long I'm going to be working on the book, and my plans, how I'm going to write these chapters. So that's going to be interesting. And at the end of every year, like when I get to the end of this year, I will say, okay, this is how many chapters I have already written. And I'm just like not really in a hurry to finish it. I want to finish it within 2 years, so the end of June and everything. I also kind of want to do this as a way to harken back to a time when authors took their time to write books. And I want to see how people react to it, how people like it, and hopefully it will be good. Hopefully it will be good. You have no doubt, no confirmation in life that your book is going to be any good. You just hope and pray it is. All right. So anyways, that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.